Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking with Cousin Mel. It is I, Mel. What I'm making for you today is some beef enchiladas. So I have 2 pounds of hamburger, and I'm going to cook that up in the frying pan till there's no more pink left. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, probably about uh, half a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, quarter of a teaspoon of pepper. I will put the um, ingredients in the description. I also, once I get this browned, I have a can of chilies, fresh green chilies that I'm going to add. So I'm going to go get my hamburger all cooked up for you, and then I'll be right back. And guys, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can add taco seasoning to this. After the meat is cooked, add, I think it's a quarter of a cup of water and a packet of taco seasoning. I'm just trying to cut down on it being too spicy because I am going to add jalapenos. So I don't want to have it that nobody can really eat it. But if you do want to add taco seasoning, it is up to your choice. I will put it in the description that it is optional. I'm also going to add to my meat, because I'm not going to use taco seasoning, I am going to add a little bit of garlic, paprika, and cayenne. Not very much, but I will put the amounts in the description. But I will add garlic powder. Probably, I will tell you, it's probably going to be around a quarter of a teaspoon or to half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and probably a tablespoon, maybe a little less, of chili powder. So when you do this, after you put it on, taste it, you might want to add a little more of something else. You might want more cayenne pepper. You might want more chili. You might want more garlic. It's up to yourself. It's to taste on what you would like. So I'm just going to use those little ingredients, and if I needed to add a little bit more, I can add. So I just wanted to let you know that. So now I just added a can of green chilies. Now, if you want more or you want less, depending on your heat preference, it's up to you. I'm going to use the full can. I'm going to mix it in with my hamburger. I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of cheese, but we'll get back to there. So I got the chilies in there and it's all cooked. So I'm just trying to cool it down just a little bit before I add my cheese, because I don't want my cheese to melt too much. And like I said, if you find it too hot, well, I guess there's not too much you can do if you put the whole thing of chilies in. But if you turn around and put a little at a time until you get it to your preference, that would be the best way to go. So I have in this salt, pepper, I have cayenne pepper, paprika, and some chili powder and garlic powder. So I'm just going to cool that down a little bit. Now I'm also going to add red and green peppers to mine, just so I have a little bit of a crunch. You don't have to. It's up to yourself. I like having something a little crunchy, so I am going to add the peppers. I'm just adding them now. I'll just put you down so you can see. Now I didn't cut the pieces. Oh, I didn't cut the pieces up very big because I want to make it easy to roll. Now, if you don't want to add peppers, you don't have to. Like I said, this is just a guideline, guys. Everything that you want to put in it is up to yourself. I just try to do it the easy way, less time consuming. So, like I said, I'm just going to get it to cool down. I did cut up some jalapenos because I am going to put them on the top. And I also got the enchilada sauce. Here it is here. It's hard to find around here. I went to a lot of stores trying to find it. So I will just let that cool down for just a little bit. And I'll come back and add a little bit of cheese, probably about 3/4 of a cup. I'll just use about 2 handfuls. And then we're going to get our flour tortillas ready and we're going to start stuffing them. You also want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees because that's what we're going to put them in for. And, so I'll get this cooled down a little bit and I will add my cheese. Like I said, I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup. You can add more, you can add less, but you are going to have cheese going on the top of your enchiladas. So that's why I'm not putting too much into my beef mixture. And so I'll get this cooled down and I'll be right back. Also, guys, if you want it, what you can also do as well, and I was going to, but like I said, I don't want to have it too spicy. If you do like it a little bit more spicy, you can cut up the jalapenos kind of small and add them in with your mixture. Like I said, I'm just putting mine on the top, but you can add them in and on the top. It's up to yourself. Go wild. And the cheese that you want to add to this is to your preference. I'm actually using 2 different kinds of cheeses. I'm using marble and I'm using Mexican blend. So it's up to you what you would like to use. There's no, you just want to use mozzarella, cheddar. It's up to yourself. So just give you a heads up what you could use. So I do have my cheese in there and I'm mixing it around. I put, like I said, I put about 3/4 of a cup in. So I'm just mixing it around and trying to get the meat cool down so it's easier to work with in the tortillas. And as soon as I get the tortillas out, I will be right back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm opening up my enchilada sauce. And I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom of my 9x13 pan. Just like a light coat. Just to have not too much. You just want it to cover the bottom. See, I'll show you what I mean. See, just enough to cover. It's enough to cover the bottom. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. Because you're going to use probably about 2 bottles anyway. So you have your flour tortilla. So we're going to take some. And I'll do this one and then I'll get them done. Now you don't want them too thick. So that will be good for. So we're going to turn it, and then you're going to fold in. And then you're going to put them seam side down in the sauce. So we'll get that, I'll get the rest of them done. I'll show you what it looks like before we put it in our preheated oven. So I rolled them a little thick, so I got 8 here. And I probably got enough to do another 3. So I'm just going to do the 8. So then I'm going to take my enchilada sauce. And I'm just going to pour that over it. Make sure you get all of it covered. Okay. So then I'm going to take my I'm gonna take my cheese. And I'm gonna add about another cup of cheese on the top. And if you want more cheese, add more. Up to yourself. There, I think that'll be good. Now I'm going to take my jalapenos and I'm just going to place them on. I got round ones and then I got ones that I cut up a little bit. So and like I said, if you don't want to use jalapenos, you don't have to. But I only cut up a couple and I'm going to use the ball. There. So now I'm going to put this in my oven for about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. All ovens are different, so just keep an eye on it. You want it nice and bubbly and everything got to heat up. So I'm going to put it in for about 30 to 40 minutes and then I'll be back. All right, guys, there's my enchiladas done. I had them in the oven for about 35 minutes. Nice and bubbly. Cheese is a little nice and I can't even try one for you, but there's the cheese, very nice on it, nice and little brown. I can't try it for you because it's a little hot, but that's my enchiladas, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye, guys.